Hazrat Babajan. She was born in Baluchistan. Her birth name was Gul Rukh, which means a face like a rose. And that is so true. She looks like a rose, a divine rose. She was born to a royal Muslim family of Baluchistan. A time came when her marriage was arranged, but she opposed an unwelcome marriage which was planned for her, and she ran away from home on her wedding day at the age of 18. Disguised in her burqa, she journeyed to Peshawar, the frontier city at the foot of the Khyber Pass. It was in or near Peshawar that she eventually came into contact with a great Hindu master, a Sadguru. Following instructions from the Guru, she went into seclusion in a nearby mountain outside Rawalpindi and underwent very severe penance for nearly 17 months. Thereafter, she came down to Punjab and stayed a few months in Multan city. It was in Multan, at the age of 37, that she came in contact with a great Muslim saint who put end to her spiritual struggle by giving her the God realization experience. After that experience, she returned to Rawalpindi and she reconnected with the great Hindu master whom she had met at the age of 18. After a few years, Hazrat Babajan embarked on a several long journey through the Middle Eastern countries, Syria, Lebanon and Iraq. It is said that she traveled to Mecca disguised as a man, apparently to avoid detection. At the Kaaba, she offered prayers 5 times a day, always sitting at one selected spot. While in Mecca, Hazrat Babajan often gathered food for the poor and personally nursed pilgrims who had fallen ill. From Mecca, Babajan made a pilgrimage to the tomb of the Islamic prophet Muhammad in Medina, where she adopted the same routine of offering prayers and caring for fellow pilgrims. Leaving Arabia, she passed through Baghdad, Iraq and back to Punjab. She then travelled south to Nasik and established herself in Panchavati. From Nasik, Babajan travelled to Bombay, which is now addressed as Mumbai. And in Bombay, she stayed for some time, and from there, her fame grew. In April 1903, she made a second pilgrimage to Mecca, this time sailing from Bombay. By 1904, Babajan returned back to Bombay and soon afterward proceeded to Ajmer in the northern part of India to pay homage at the tomb of the Sufi saint Moinuddin Chishti, who established the Chishti order of Islam in India. From Ajmer, she again returned to Bombay and then soon after she travelled east to Pune. By 1905, Hazrat Babajan arrived in Pune, where she established her final residence. Now an old woman, her back was slightly bent, shoulders rounded, with white matted hair and shabbily dressed. She was seen sitting or resting at odd places in different parts of Pune city. Babajan finally located to a slum area called Char Baudi on Malcolm Tank Road, which was a part of British Army cantonment. The Char Baudi area at that time has been described as a picture of dirt, desolation and ugliness, a breeding spot of plague and a regular haunt of dangerous riff-raffs by night. After several months of exposure to the natural elements, Hazrat Babajan grudgingly allowed her devotees to build a basic shelter of gunny sacks above her. Children were in the habit of throwing stones at her. She was a homeless fakir. She knew how they lived. The gifts from her devotees were shared among the poor and destitute, and in some instances stolen from her by thieves. She remained indifferent to the material offerings or the loss. Gradually, out of devotion or mere curiosity, increasing numbers of people from Pune and elsewhere sought her out, and it is said that many miracles started happening through her hands. According to one observer, within a decade of Babajan taking residence, the Char Baudi locality underwent a great transformation. It became one of the most sought after place in Pune because Hazrat Babajan lived there. That is how the presence of a great master is. That just the presence can transform an utterly deserted area into the most beautiful area of the town. And that is how a true master can transform a sinner into a saint, a madman into an enlightened being. On 21st September 1931, one of the greatest saints, Her Holiness and the perfect master, Hazrat Babajan, left her mortal body. She died. And when she died, Babajan said, "It is time for me to live now. The work is over. I must close the shop." One of the devotees pleaded, "Do not say such things, Babajan. We need you with us." But she cryptically replied, Nobody wants my wares. Nobody can afford the price. I have turned my goods over to the proprietor." And she left her body. Today, Hazrat Babajan's Dargah or shrine is located at the same place, Char Baudi, where she spent most of her days in camp locality, the very heart of Pune city.